Hi, I'm Charlene. With all the things that are going on in the world right now, Joan and I have found a little book and activity that we thought would be especially good for helping children be able to think about, talk about, and discuss whatever's going on in their minds with you. This book is called Ruby Finds a Worry. Ruby Finds a Worry by Tom Percival. Ruby loved being Ruby. She loved to swing up high, and she loved to explore wild, faraway places. Sometimes she even went all the way to the very bottom of the garden. Ruby was perfectly happy until one day she discovered a worry. It wasn't a very big worry. In fact, it was so small. At first, Ruby hardly noticed it, but then the worry started to grow. Each day, it got a little bigger. It just wouldn't leave her alone. It was there at breakfast, staring at her over the cereal box, and it was still there at night when she brushed her teeth. The funny thing was that no one else could see Ruby's worry, not even her teacher. So Ruby pretended that she couldn't see it either. She tried to carry on as if everything was normal, but it just wasn't. The worry was always there, stopping her from doing things that she loved. Ruby wondered if the worry would ever go away. What if it didn't? What if it stayed with her forever? Ruby didn't realize it, but she was doing the worst thing you can do with a worry. She was worrying about it. Now the worry was enormous. It could barely fit in the kitchen at dinner time. It filled up half the school bus. And it took up whole rows in the movie theater. The worry became the only thing that Ruby could think about, and it seemed like she would never feel happy again. Then one day, something unexpected happened. Ruby noticed a boy sitting along the park. He looked like he felt sad. And then she noticed something else, something hovering next to him. Could it be a worry? It was. Ruby realized that she wasn't the only person with a worry after all. Other people had them too. She asked the boy what was on his mind, and as he told her, the strangest thing happened. His worry started to shrink. Then Ruby did the best thing you can ever do if you have a worry. She talked about it. As the words tumbled out, Ruby's worry began to shrink until it was barely there at all. Soon, both of their worries were gone. Finally, Ruby felt like herself again. Of course, that wasn't the last time she ever had a worry. Everyone gets them from time to time. But now that she knew how to get rid of them, they never hung around for long.
Okay, I'm Joan, and we found a cute little activity that maybe you could do. You can make little pom-poms out of yarn, and so your children can make a worry. You can make them any size. We've got big, little, teeny tiny worries. You can put little eyes. These ones are little Google eyes. If you don't have those, you can make your own eyes. So I'm going to show you how to make a worry. The first thing you want to do is cut a piece of string and stick it in between these two fingers. That's what you're going to use to hold your worry together. And then you're just going to start wrapping yarn around your fingers. You can make big worries or small worries, any size of worry that you want. The more yarn you wrap around, the bigger and fluffier your worry is going to be. So we're just going to wrap it a whole bunch of times, and then that looks good. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to take this string that I put between my fingers, and I'm going to pull it as I pull my yarn off my fingers. So you just want to maybe watch if your children are doing this, that they don't wrap the yarn too tight around their fingers. Then you're going to tie it really good right there in the middle, and if you have another person that can help you tie, that works out much better. So I'm going to tie that really tight, and I'm going to tie it again just to make sure it's in there good. I don't know if you can even see that. Okay, and then it's kind of lopsided, so I'm going to pull this just a little bit. And then you just cut those loops with your scissors. Just cut through those loops and on both sides, and then you can trim it up, fluff it up a little bit. If there's any loops that you missed, you can go through and cut those, and you can kind of pull it and however you want, and then just trim some of those extra strings off. Maybe you might want to have sharper scissors than I have. You can kind of shape it however you want, and there's your little worry. And then you can add eyes. So I have 2 paper eyes. If you don't have Google Eyes at home, you can just color a little dot on each. I just cut circles out of paper and then put some glue on them and glue them. If you want, you don't have to have eyes on your worry if you don't want to. That might be something fun. This is something for the little kids. And then when they have something that they're worried about, they can bring their worry to you and maybe talk about it. You can make big worries. You can make a little, so if they have something that's weighing really heavily on their mind, they can bring you their big worry, or you can make a little tiny worry if it's just a simple little thing. And that's a good way to get them talking about the worries.